The Pro Tour in Chicago this weekend had many spicy deck lists, and one of the spicy is the Gruul Mice here by Yuchen Liu. It's Tuesday on the channel, what we call Typal Tuesday, or used to call Tribal Tuesday. Let's play the best types in Magic, including the mice. This deck has some budget angles to it. It has some interesting choices that are different than other mice decks I've seen. And it also won third place. Ignore that it says fourth place. It's really a tie for third place. So it's a top 4 pro deck. What are they doing with mice? We're going to check it out and take it to the ladder. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic. Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. On Arena today, I've been having a lot of fun with this one. This is Gruul Mice, Yuchen Liu, third place, tied for third place finish in Chicago. And I've been playing it on my phone, and it's just absolutely been crushing it, which is awesome to see because people are coming ready for the aggro decks, including the mice decks. But it's really cool to see how a pro approaches this and builds this for the metagame, and of course it did very well in the metagame there in Chicago. So let's take a look here. Only one Burst Lightning. That's interesting. Of course, 4 of Heartfire Hero, 4 of Manifold Mouse, 4 of Emberheart Challenger. That's the mice package. It's not like super fully typal, but we have the mice, we have the Rockface Village, 2 of those, which can plus up the mice and our little friend Hired Claw. Of course, 4 of Monstrous Rage. So 4 Torch the Towers, kind of interesting, but Yuchen, I guess, was really going for exile-based removal. And then 2 Pop Patch Recruits. We've seen this, I think a lot of these decks run 4 of, but again, you can save on wild cards here. You only need 2. You do need 4. I mean, I'm not going to claim it's actually a budget deck, but I built this on my free spells account, which is an account where I don't put any money in. So in that sense, it's quite budget. There's at least 6 basic lands. We've also got 2 Soulstone Sanctuaries, and I don't recall ever seeing this in a mouse deck, but of course it makes sense. So I guess I left out. We can have our land turn into a mouse. What's nice is we can also drop an Innkeeper's Talent. So even if these removal heavy decks come along, we can be charging that up. We have something to do with our mana till we get something. We could have a Soulstone Sanctuary. We could have a Hasty Threat with Screaming Nemesis that gets plussed up by the Innkeeper's Talent. Just one of fun of Witchstalker's Frenzy. I'm sure in the sideboard there's just one more in the sideboard. I guess I shouldn't be sure there was more, but I guess there were more. Mostly in the sideboard, lots of Pop Patch formations, things. You can check out the deck list in the description. We're not going to go into the sideboard because we're playing best of 1, but it is there for those that want it. And I guess just the last things to talk about, again, one of fun of Obliterating Bolt. So Yuchen really forcing opponent to guess what the removal might be that they are holding up. And then 2 of Questing Druid is very good in this deck just to keep that card advantage flowing. Not anything other than that, though. And how many lands is that total? It's 23 lands. So 23 land aggro deck. Very interesting in what the selection of the numbers of things are, and maybe some of the choices of the removal and everything else. And hopefully, as I record these games, because I'm recording this before the games, it will go as well as it was on my phone, because this deck was absolutely dominating very quickly and ranking me up very quickly. So that's pretty fun. Do stick around to the end of the video. I will tell you the actual win rate of the deck, not just the games I was able to fit into the video. So if you want a summary of how this deck is performing in the current best of 1 metagame, be sure to stick around for that. And without further ado, let's take Gruul Mice out for Typal Tuesday.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. You know, nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called Manadad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
Playing the mice against Doc Murda. Snap keep, 3 lands, maybe too many lands. Guess we'll find out. I don't mind this 1-2-3 curve out here. They come in with the Hired Claw, huh? So guess we can attack, see if they want to block. Probably they don't. Rage up this mouse. Play our own Hired Claw. Aha. Red Black Lizards. It's typal v typal. They don't attack. Okay, interesting. Well, kind of think that pretty good thing here going based on how they block. Go to 8, and yep, they scoop it up. Playing some standard ranked with the Gruul Mice. See what these mice are up to.
They seem to be resting, but my oh me, they're resting from making a salary. They forgot to check their machinery. These 3 blind mice.
Made that before we went to Bloomborough. Okay, this looks more like an opening hand, like we'd like get this mouse going. You do get these double Carplucin Forest hands. Ooh, okay, well, now we know why we have. Well, we can't torch the tower and Monstrous Rage. Do we let them have the Llanowar Elf? Just keep aggressive. Hopefully whatever they play off the elf is amenable to the tower or the Monstrous Rage. Guess if I had thought ahead, I might have... Oh, okay. They're more worried about the Heartfire Hero than needing the elf. Good to know. Loam Speaker. Huh. Okay, we've got a Thornspire Verge. Guess we'll take the damage well. Maybe we'd rather play the Questing Druid. No, I guess we'll find out what we flip here. Hey, it's a Manifold Mouse. Perfect. How about a double striking 6/4 trample? Think of that, elves. Now they pretty much need removal. They're in some serious doo-doo. Oh, we got the removal. Go for the challenger. We can see what we flip here. We're very close to winning off the Manifold Mouse, but I guess not quite there. See, now this this is where I wish we had the bolt that could go face. The Vine Lasher. Oh, and we get a Screaming Nemesis. And then we're definitely giving yeah, they can't even really block the Screaming Nemesis. I think we've already won. Opponent made us not realize it yet. Throw a damage at your face. There we go. Calling all mice. It's a mouse party. Anybody else have kids watching the storybots? All right, 3 lands. Maybe we don't want 3 lands in this deck. Not sure if this is a keepable pro hand. We got the Gnawing Vermin, so it looks like some kind of Golgari graveyard thing. And our goal will just be to beat them faster than they do whatever they're whatever it is they're doing. Questions about holding off the Manifold. Okay, they're doing the Beanstalk thing. So it's the Golgari thing. So we definitely want to be able to target our Heartfire Hero thing. I think we're going to drop the Manifold Mouse just so we can start smashing in. They have the exile-based removal, but I don't think they have a ton of it. They don't go for the chump with the Gnawing Vermin. That's good for us. Overlord of the Balemerc is not great. That's one of the best cards. They put a lot in the graveyard, including a Souls of the Lost, and Souls of the Lost does kind of brick wall us, so this is a little bit tricky. We got 2 of these guys now. It might be worth Obliterating Bolt here. Because it's an exile. They double block, they can kill the Manifold Mouse. Is that crazy, or do I just go with Emberheart Challenger? Maybe I'll just go with Emberheart Challenger, try to flip. Yep. Guess I should have thought through that. I think my first line was the better one, so they're going to remove the Manifold Mouse. Okay. Not great, but we got some players on the board here. Our blockers are cleared. Get a Hollow Marauder to get to draw. Oh, okay. So we'll lose the land. And another Hollow Marauder. Now we're kind of in trouble. Guess I'll lose a Hired Claw. We can get rid of one of those Hollow Marauders. We don't have a ton of removal. So I think Zoli might have us here, and the Souls of the Lost. Yeah, that's a scoop. That's a scoop. Playing the number 3 Pro Players deck. Gruul Mice. 1 creature, 2 lands. I'm still going to keep it. The thing about Claws, it gives you something to do with that mana if you don't have a 2-drop. They have a fancy Claw. Let's just torch their Claw. And rage our Claw. Take you down to 15. Cool. Cool land. Battlefield forward. Opponent is really into the fancy cards. They don't have a fancy slick shot, though. All right, well, they're tapped out. We could just go full rage, or we could just plus up the hired claw. It'd be better if we had creatures to play the rages on, because this is only additional 4 damage. We're going to hold back the rage. Missing that land drop, though. That's unfortunate, but Nemesis will be good once we play it eventually. There's the planes, the slick shot. They might be able to one-shot us here. Let's see how many pump spells, and they've got a bunch of pump spells and a fling. Nope, just a bunch of slick shots. And Swift Spear, okay. Not holding back for blockers. Well, let's take out one of those guys. And add another body to the board. Get in for 4. Or actually 5. Now I'm liking where we're at. Pyromancer. Even if they try to block one of the claws. Okay, they had a lightning helix. That stinks. Now they're back to 8. This is still potentially lethal. They're gonna block. GG's. Never even needed the Nemesis. Look at that. Okay, so how did our little mice do? Well, 57% win rate. That's pretty good. 80% on the play, 0% on the draw. Boy, aggro decks are aggro decks. The one thing I will say is that you're probably not getting from these stats is this deck just plays like butter. It is just so smooth. When you play these decks, the pros have put together all the ratios of the lands and everything. Creatures, the amount of times you draw things, they're just so it's nice and smooth, and I really like how this plays. Would I modify it for best of 1? Yeah, I might, especially if you're trying to do it, push it on a budget here. I think you do want 4 of Heart Hero, 4 of Hired Claw, 4 of Monstrous Rage. Do you need 4 of Torch the Tower? I don't think so. I don't think this is the right call for the meta currently. I could be wrong about that, but maybe it's for, aggro mirrors or something. But I would play maybe 1 more Pop Patch Recruit, or maybe not. And maybe more Obliterating Bolts, or maybe even some of those protection spells. I like the what's it called? The +3/+1. You get to exile 2 cards off the top of your library. Just still having a little more card velocity than what you're getting from the 2 questing druids, I think would be good. Might want more Witchstalker Frenzies, given all the giant overlords running around. Not that it takes out all of them, but at least takes out the green one. So maybe 4 of Screaming Nemesis. Soulstone and Sanctuary, we never really got to see that pay off. I won't say it's wrong, but maybe for best of 1, it's not the best. You can save some rare wild cards there. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments down below. This is Mana Dad reminding you Magic is a game so fun that even dads can enjoy it. Adios.